Saturday video 45. Very exciting one today. We've got a special treat. Paul and I have always wanted to meditate, haven't we? And we've never done it. Like, we've sort of got to this point. Over the years, we haven't really thought about meditating, you know, early on. But over the last maybe 10 years, we've thought about it and never done anything. So yesterday, I met a fabulous girl, Jen. You'll hear the whole story, but just stand by and you'll see what I think is one of the most important things that's ever happened to me.
Moving into a new phase of our lives.
Yeah, I met this girl, and so Paul and I are going to learn transcendental meditation. I'm really excited about it because apparently I watched a video and Dr. Oz says it can lower your risk of heart attack, blood pressure, all that sort of stuff. It's interesting, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of interesting scientific facts that have been associated with it.
Yeah.
And for all the non-believers, and I'm probably one of them.
Yeah. You're doing a lot of stuff outside your comfort zone lately.
I am too, because I had acupuncture.
Yeah.
And that just about flipped my dad out, who's been a medical practitioner since Jesus was a boy. That's not his style. Anyway, we're keen to learn.
So what I found was so exciting about this, like you might have seen on Facebook yesterday, I went, this is a life-changing thing, this is amazing, this is this is that. The reason I find this so incredible is that yesterday when I met Jen, I just wanted to meet her because she was going to talk to me about San Francisco, because she's from there. So I was really only meeting for that, and then we just got talking, and all of a sudden our story, there were so many synchronicities that I really believe that I was meant to meet her and Johnny yesterday, so that I can help them get their word out there. Like, they're really having no trouble getting their word out there, but all these extra ears are amazing because their goal, listen to this, is to get 100 million people worldwide all meditating at the same time, because they feel like it's a measurable thing, like a scientific thing, that they'll be able to measure the peace and the energy that brings to the world. Gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. I think it's so exciting.
Let them see, you don't need to tell them.
So anyway, it's going to take 8 years to do that. It's not going to happen like tomorrow, so don't worry about setting your watches.
Just watch the video that Paige is about to show you.
So have a happy weekend, everyone. I know this is a bit of a different one this week, but it's really interesting, isn't it? Hi everybody, this is a very different Saturday video, and Paul will be in it as well, he's filming, but I wanted to introduce you to Johnny and Jen, who I just met yesterday, and I was just saying I actually think that our meeting was very life-changing for me and will continue to be, because I went over to Jen's house. I met her husband the other day. I went to my girlfriend Nikki's to get my hair done and rocked up in pyjamas looking very tragic. And Jen's husband was there and we were talking, and I was saying how I was going to go to San Francisco and where were good restaurants. And then he took my email, and then Jen emailed me and said, come over and let's get together and I'll tell you some places. So that was really exciting. I was so, like, you know, looking forward to meeting her. I went over, and do you know what? We didn't even talk about San Francisco at all, because we got talking about what these guys are doing. And I was, you know, I told my Oprah story of how I'd met Oprah and all that sort of stuff, which is always a fun one when I've got a new audience for that. And so we were talking, and what these guys are doing all has to do with meditation. And it's amazing because Paul and I have been wanting to learn how to meditate for a long time. And we just never got around to it, you know, and I've never meditated. I always sort of think that when I'm making jewellery, I'm kind of in a bit of a meditative state, but I haven't learnt about it. So I want these guys to now tell you what they're doing, because it is so exciting, and you are all going to be involved with this, which is even more exciting, because I feel like all these videos I've made for the whole 5 years and all the connections I've made and everything that's happened has kind of led to this. Sometimes you have those moments, don't you think?
That's a big call, yeah, absolutely. Well,
it is a big call.
We think our whole life is like one big continuum of that moment.
Yeah.
Of kind of serendipity and providence, you know, everything just rolling out with a beautiful synchronicity.
Yeah. There's no accidents.
No.
And even this project that we started together called One Giant Mind, you know, we put out there in the universe a thought about, oh, we need to connect with this person or that person. 5 seconds later, the phone rings, and this person is about to introduce us to somebody else. And it's just, it's taking a life of its own. We're barely doing very much.
It's incredible. So, Johnny, tell us what One Giant Mind is, because this is your baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's our baby. Yeah. We co-found it, and there's about probably 4 or 5 other people that are involved that are scattered around the planet.
So this is grassroots. You are meeting the founders of this amazing thing. It's exciting.
One Giant Mind is a global initiative to ultimately get 100 million people on the planet meditating at the same time for the purpose of scientific research. There's been some very compelling studies that have been conducted over the last 30 years. that demonstrate that when large groups of people come together and meditate, there is a really profound spillover effect within proximity of the group meditating that affects human behavior, human physiology, psychology, the environment, social outcomes, such as from social outcomes, reduction in crime rate, the reduction in violent crimes, car accidents, house fires. These things have all been rigorously studied. Physiological changes such as an increase in brain function of those people within proximity of the group. There's been some studies that have revealed that the people that are in proximity of the people meditating.
How many people are we talking meditating at one time?
A couple of thousand, are demonstrating the same brain states as the people that are meditating. And the ramifications of this
are amazing.
It's enormous because
I get goosebumps like I do. Look at my arms; they're all like standing on end. It's exciting.
It is. It's a very exciting thing, and the reason why it's so exciting is because there's no system of human existence right now that isn't in crisis, and when you put it under the microscope, what you recognize is that the thing that is perpetuating the crisis is humanity's inability to deal with the global stress epidemic. The reason why we're in crisis is because everyone is profoundly stressed, and the byproduct of stress is a diminished brain function. And when we've got a diminished brain function, where we don't have our higher faculties of perception online, we're incapable of successfully interacting with the challenges and demands that we're faced with on a day-to-day basis. And I'm talking about, on a very here and now, you and me, practical level. But if you've got a world full of stressed out human beings,
then that energy is coming out.
Well,
in the same way as when the people are peaceful, that energy comes out.
And even in Australia today, I think it was something like $18 million a year being...
No. 14.7 billion
dollars a year in stress in the workplace.
Really?
Stress costs Australia.
It's unbelievable. And in America, it's in the trillions.
Well, I was watching a video the other night when I'm going to put their video up about One Giant Mind. So I was wanting to find that to put up, and I came across all these videos about Dr. Oz, from Oprah's network, and Oprah talking about TM, which is the type of meditation these guys are talking about, and all the benefits of it, and how Oprah has taught her whole office.
It's great.
I love that. Like, how bizarre is that I come across that, because everyone knows that I love Oprah and, all that. So it was kind of bizarre that it all, well, it's not bizarre, it's just what we've been talking about, all those coincidences that link everything together, and you go, wow.
We both been meditating over 12 years, and just your entire physiology changes when you're doing something like this.
How did you change? Like, what did you experience?
I noticed that I'm fearless in everything that I do. My memory is much better. I have 5 children of my own.
See how calm she is? She's just gentle and calm.
I've taken on so much, but you just have this ability to take on as much as you want. And you're just artful in your approach in everything that you do. You're more patient, you're more capable, you're more proactive than reactive. You're really, you're in absolute control of everything that you're doing, basically. So it's great.
And imagine the whole world being like this. It's so incredible. And I liked how you were telling me yesterday that they're developing apps, because this is a modern world, there's all different apps that these guys are going to put in place, so you can learn
basically a menu will come up
with
any particular type of meditation that you would like to learn.
And it will tell you, because you sort of wonder how 100 million people are all going to meditate together at once, but you'd be able to set it up so that it will go, okay, let's all meditate now. And so that I just love that idea.
We're also creating what we call a wisdom council of spiritual leaders around the world, because 100 million people is quite a lot of people to touch with. And we believe if we have these leaders of these different communities to help to endorse One Giant Mind and to participate and get their group to be meditating together.
And you've got Deepak Chopra interested in talking about this, haven't you?
Well, we haven't had
His daughter is on our advisory board.
No, she's not yet. We asked her to be.
Right.
No,
we're just putting it out there.
We haven't actually gone out and reached out to to all the people that are on our hit list yet, because
the hit list.
We're doing a lot of work behind the scenes, but
mostly in science now, with physicists and things like that.
So I mean, we've got some incredible scientists that are on board that are,
because this is all actual science, guys. It's not like airy fairy butterflies and rainbow stuff. This is like real stuff.
So the organisation One Giant Mind is a registered 501c3 research and education organisation registered in California, and we're about doing some very rigorous work to understand what actually happens. Why is it that these shifts and changes occur when people meditate? And there's no solid theory yet. There are a lot of theories, but none of them have been verified and validated rigorously. That have been accepted unanimously across the scientific community. And so what we want to do is bring the best minds together from all around the world,
to study
the effect, and to create a dialogue about it. Let's get as many people as we can to do it, observe what kind of impact it has through a whole range of fields of science, and review it, because the implications of us recognizing that consciousness can affect outcomes, can actually change the quality of the atmosphere and change people's behavior. If that's all it takes is humanity de-exciting their consciousness and directing it in a particular direction, then we have before us a very viable solution for creating very meaningful, lasting and significant change on the planet. And so it's an exciting journey.
I would say that, at the moment we're breaking it down into 3 parts, One Giant Mind. One part of it is moving towards 100 million people.
I love that part of it. I love that.
Which will probably
I can't wait to be a part of that.
8 years in the making. We're already doing.
But that's realistic, isn't it? Because you don't want to say, look, everyone next week we're going to get 100.
No, it's ongoing now. We've been invited to open up festivals and concerts with our One Giant Mind and facilitating large group meditations.
To open a concert and everyone does it at once at a concert.
That's happening already. And that's one part. Also, we're creating a platform for all the research that has been done on meditation to be on this one platform. Because, scientists work years and years to get their research published, and it's seen maybe by 30,000 people.
No, 30 people.
30
sometimes
Right. We want to create an opportunity where the research can be there for everyone on our platform. And then the third part of it is running the festivals and being a part of, creating the opportunities for our scientists to come and do their own research.
And also to facilitate an experience of mass meditation, because we've done smaller ones ranging from sort of 1,000 to 5,000 people. And the experience of meditating with that amount of people is something that you've never experienced before. It's definitely the most profound thing that I've ever experienced, as far as a shared experience anyway. The atmosphere changes and it's palpable. There's like a bliss in the atmosphere, and everyone
doesn't that just make you feel good hearing that?
I know people that come up to you during it as well.
Or afterwards,
So people that aren't meditating are like, "What's happening?"
So
we want to be in that.
We've had some extraordinary stories where we've run an event and we've had a few thousand people sitting there meditating, and then women or people have come up afterwards and have said, "Listen, I just want to tell you what's just happened." And I go, And they say, "Look, I was going for my morning jog or my afternoon jog, and I saw the group at a distance meditating, and I had no idea what was going on. I could just see everyone's eyes were closed, and they said they felt compelled to just walk over to the group." And and they preface it with, "Now listen, I'm a stress head. I'm not into this airy-fairy meditation crap." And I felt
Paul
this
can probably relate to that.
And then they'll describe that, the next thing they know, they're sitting down with their eyes closed.
Experience trying
boom. Not even trying. They described having a full transcendental meditation experience where they make a beautiful connection to themselves, and it's profound.
Wait to do this.
And so you don't have to be able to meditate as such to be able to participate in this, because there is an effect that's generated by virtue of the group coming together.
There.
It sort of creates an opportunity for everyone just to have this deep experience. And what we're interested in is what is happening when we do the insights that we have to learn, the insights that we have to gain through exploring this field, is really exciting, and it's potentially the most important thing that we could be putting our attention on right now, because the population is not decreasing, it's only increasing. And the more stressed people that we have on the planet that are incapable...
There's a lot of you out there.
That are incapable of successfully interacting. You know, it's our existence on the planet is unsustainable until we can learn to actually meaningfully collaborate and cooperate. Because with one another.
Yes, if everyone was just kind and yes, I agree.
And so that we need a very pragmatic approach to that, because it's all, you know, well and good to say we just need to love each other and get on and hug and all that kind of jazz, but the reality is
we're coming from it from the science perspective. Really,
because what I liked in your video, I liked how they showed people on mobile phones and all that sort of stuff. Now, when we were kids and we used to watch the Jetsons and we used to see the TV with the person speaking, you'd go, oh, as if we're ever going to have phones where we can see each other. That was so far off. But this is like the early stages of this, so there's nothing that can't make this tangible and with the right evidence.
Also, it's inclusive of everyone. If you can sit and close your eyes, then you can do this. That's all you have to do. You don't have to come to it if, you know, we're running an event and everyone's sitting together meditating.
Saying,
you don't have to know how to meditate. We have somebody who quickly, you know, teaches you what it is to put your attention on. And
isn't this exciting, everybody? I can't even tell you how.
We've got some really exciting things coming up in the next couple of months. And
can you tell?
Well...
When's the next big? Have you got like a big one planned with, like, you know, a couple of thousand people, or are any of those in the pipeline?
Yes, the festival in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so in October 21st, there's a festival called the Rise and Shine.
October the 21st.
Yes.
Will you be in LA? I leave that day. What time is it?
It's in the afternoon at sunset. It's a big festival
in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, that they're shutting down the whole festival, so everyone comes to the main stage, and we're going to have up to probably 7,000 people all meditating at the same time. We've got a team from Russia who are bringing some very, very interesting technology to study what kind of impact the group is having on the environment at varying proximities. And this will be the first of many, many research programs, research exercises in a program that we're developing at a whole bunch of really big music festivals all around the world.
So where will this be at, this LA one? Whereabouts?
It's at Hummingbird Ranch. It's about an hour north of LA. It's called the Rise and Shine Festival. So if you want to come, get your tickets.
Oh my God! I can't. I'm flying out that day. Can you believe it? And
I think you should extend your ticket.
Do you know what? I would, except Zoe has got a school function. It's like her valedictory night. It's her night. You know, so I have to come home for it. Otherwise, I absolutely would.
We do have a special meeting coming up. Should we share?
Yes, you can't say that not share.
You can tell.
You know, I was talking about putting that idea out there. You know, it'd be wonderful to have the Dalai Lama on our Wisdom Council.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Literally about 30 seconds later, I got a call from a girlfriend who I'd shared with her about our project. Never mentioned anything about our Wisdom Council. And or who we had intended to invite onto it. She goes, by the way, I'm with this man. He's, you know, security for the da 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 da. Are you free? I'm coming over now. And I at that time was in my pajamas as well.
Oh,
and I said, sure,
pajamas are nice
first, right? I didn't actually go out. So we hopefully it's almost pretty much confirmed now that we have an hour meeting.
Oh my God.
In about two weeks.
And as if he's not going to love it. Really, like it's just getting these ideas heard.
It's really about the science. You know, we're coming up at it from that perspective, and
well, it's about the science, but it's also about the experience. Right. You know? We want to, you know, the core of our campaign is basically to promote and educate people about the benefits of meditation, but how easy it is to access. And through our app that we're going to launch in February 2013. It's going to be very, very easy for people to
and it's going to be a free app too, isn't it? Yes, which I love. That's great.
We're a non-profit organization.
So one, you'll be able to learn about meditation. 2, you'll be able to practice it. You'll be able to learn how to do it. And 3, you'll be able to participate in the experiment on a daily basis. And you'll be able to see how many other people are doing it all around the world at the same time. And we're going to have things called a happy hour, where you'll get push notifications through your phone that will tell you when everybody around the world is going to just stop and do it.
Happy hour. That's
and then at the end of the meditation, we'll send another push notification saying what the objective focus is. After the meditation, we'll say, okay, there's a conflict brewing in Syria, for example. All right, everybody, for the next 5 minutes, let's direct our attention to Syria. And if we get, 15 million people doing that.
Macy's again. Yeah.
Or even global poverty. There's an event going on in New York, I think, for about 50,000 people.
Yes, I know someone going to that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's lots of places where we can do this. It's very, very simple. And if we get the idea out there, then, what we're betting on is that people will just, they'll roll with it.
Yeah,
and One Giant Mind events will spontaneously occur wherever there are, mass gatherings and... Yeah,
because I did this. Yeah, I want to share you guys out there, because I know a lot of you love Oprah as well. Well, she did that. I was telling Johnny and Jen about when Oprah got the whole world to meditate or send prayers to Maddie Stepanek, who was my favourite guest on Oprah. He was like this kid who had muscular dystrophy, and he was a peacemaker, and his words, he was so way beyond his years and so really beyond anything I've ever seen. And he was just so incredible, and Oprah sent out a thing. He got even sicker than he was. He's passed away now, but she said, could everyone say prayers? And when everyone did that in this certain period of time, he got better, and he came on and talked from his home and said, thank you, and it really helped.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that insane? I mean,
it is amazing.
Fabulous.
And so we want to understand what that is.
Yeah.
And then, package it and deliver it to the world as a thing. Because this
was exciting.
This
everyone.
is the future. Consciousness is the new commodity.
Yeah.
And without it, we're broke, we're poor.
Yeah.
If you don't have consciousness, you don't have an awareness of yourself. You don't have an awareness of yourself.
Yes.
You don't have a fulfilling life experience. And if you don't have a fulfilling life experience, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Where
science is always ignoring this, the consciousness side of things.
Yes.
And
it's grappling with it. It's trying to get it, because consciousness, it's a slippery sucker, because it's so intangible. And
we live in this culture of disbelief. If something's not tangible, you can't believe in it. So can't understand it.
Yeah. So I think this is an opportunity, a vehicle to understand the implications of consciousness and how it could possibly be quantified, and not only that, how we can utilize it as a force of progressive change.
Yeah. So everyone, I'm going to put all the links to everything I can think of underneath here, like websites and the video that these guys have done.
We're launching our new website at the end of October, so be patient. The website that's up right now, it's minimal. It's a holding page, but
stand by.
Yeah. There's a lot of really exciting stuff that's about
to
come. Yeah. Some really good content. Because like we said, we're collaborating with some of the most cutting edge scientists in these fields. And they're all
so excited about it too. They're like, finally, it's great.
Yeah.
And Paul and I are going to learn to meditate from Johnny and Jen, and we are going to document it. So I'm going to come on and tell you all about my experiences, because I have never meditated. So I'm like that fresh person who's never done it before. And there's probably a lot of you out there who haven't as well. So you can learn about this, and then maybe that will pique your interest to do it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, meditation shouldn't be looked upon as some arduous task that's really hard that I can't do because I can't still my mind and all of that. Yeah. The reality is that the mind is a thinking machine, and it thinks. And so, we just need to have a technique that facilitates and enables the mind to do what it naturally does, and to provide the conditions for the mind to just naturally settle whilst the thinking process is taking place. And what we aim to do is to provide a series of techniques that allow this to actually happen effortlessly. Meditation is not a difficult thing. It's accessible to everybody, and the benefits can be experienced immediately. You don't have to be sitting in a cave for months or years on end in order to start getting the benefits from it. Yeah. With the right technique, everybody can be experiencing the benefits from it immediately.
A lot of people misunderstand meditation and think they have to clear their mind of thoughts. I can't clear my mind of thoughts. It's not physically possible. The truth is, we think anywhere from 60 to 100,000 thoughts a day. Our mind is meant to be thinking. You can't use effort to clear your mind of thoughts. It should be effortless. That quietness is a place that people get to sometimes when they're not either on a mantra or they're not in their pure being, as we call it. But you can't use effort to get there. So that misunderstanding takes place a lot.
How exciting, everybody. So take a big breath. Paul and I are going to talk about this afterwards as well for the Saturday video. I can't even tell you, I'm so glad that I've met you guys. Like,
yeah, we feel the same.
I wrote on my Facebook page yesterday, life-changing day, this is the beginning. Like I did this massive heading and I didn't explain anything, but I'm putting it as a life event on my Facebook page because I think it is.
Yeah, it is. Once you start that regular practice of meditation, your experience does, really rapidly transform.
Yeah.
You just got more of yourself more of the time.
Yeah. So come and find the pages. I'm going to put all the links. Remember that the website's not going to be done completely until October, but you can look at the video these guys make because I love it. And just keep everything in mind. I'll be updating you every 10 seconds, no doubt. Because when I love something, when you love something, you just want everyone to do it as well. Yeah. So you'll be hearing about it.
And also, by all means, if you feel like making a donation.
Please do. Yeah.
Please do. Can they do that on the website?
Yeah. All the help we can get to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
Because it's a not-for-profit. We're not doing this to make money. We're doing this to just get people meditating.
I know, it's
all
awesome.
the help we can get, we'd appreciate.
All right, so there we go. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a happy weekend.
Thank you.
So, I really enjoyed what Johnny had to say, because everyone talks about packaging up a carbon price, and there is so much stress in the world, and I'm a bit of a stress head too, but I try and keep my stress in, and so that when I'm dealing with my clients and people in the office, everyone has a good experience. And what Johnny said, what was interesting to me, what he said is that he really wants to collectively package the energy of meditation, and if that is a commodity that's measurable, because you're talking about science, so it's almost like talking about when people have these websites and they're trying to work out how to monetize a website. They say, oh, the website's great, but we can't get any money for it. And then they talk about a carbon price, well, we can put a dollar value on that. Then what he's talking about is actually having it as a worth, because if this thing is measurable, the energy from meditation, and it has an impact, and it reduces stress, and it can relieve disharmony, crime rates, bashings, rape, wars, all of that terrible disharmony, then what a powerful thing it is if they can say, we can do this and we can get a positive result. For instance, it might be something like bullying in a schoolyard, the energy of the kids.
Listen, people that are happy don't bully other kids. People that are happy don't rape other people. Your truest nature is not a stress head. Your truest nature is peace and serenity.
So you're born like this, but when you surround yourself with people that are stressed out.
Listen, life is not stressful. Life's not stressful. It's our responses to life that are stressful. It's how we respond. And if we respond in an artful, proactive way with an abundance of what we call adaptation energy, where you can adapt to all the challenges that are coming your way because you're rested and you're full of this energy, then
now I'm a great believer of that. Look, even just as a kid, if you hung around kids that smoke and drunk, you'd probably end up smoking and drinking. If you hung around with kids that were into sport and training and doing things like that, you would end up becoming an athlete. If you hung around, do you know what I mean? You become a product of your environment and what you hang around with. And so, yes, I'm very interested. I
had to record this conversation, everyone, because Jen and Paul were talking and I thought, we've got to get this. Jen said, quick, record Paul's thing, because this is his first, we haven't talked since.
Well, it's like a light bulb. It opens up it's opening up a whole new area where you think, wow.
Yeah. Did you get a bit goosebumpy? Do you get that? Do you get that feeling?
The thing is it possible? Is it not possible? These guys are designing an app to communicate with 100 million people to get them to meditate. Well, that's easy. You can communicate with more than 100 million people around the world these days.
I find as well, many of our friends who are meditators and have been doing it now for, 15, 20 years, what you find is your happiness and your fulfillment is resting right here. It's not in the next car you're buying.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so true.
It's not in the things that you're getting. It's right here. And you take that happiness with you and you interact in the world outside. And that's what you're finding. It's all self-referral. If you're feeling good in here, you're going to feel good with the next person you connect. If you're feeling miserable in here, well, misery needs company.
Yeah. Because you're going to bring that bad energy into the room, and you're responsible for the energy that you bring into the room every day.
Paul watches Oprah, so he knows that.
No, but it is true. It is true.
It is
people
true.
like to hang around with people that have got a good energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And when people don't have a good energy, it's infectious, you know.
Sure.
It's just like when you go to a concert, you know, and you see someone performing, they're just beaming with this energy, and it's infectious. It's like moths to a light.
I mean, we have this thing as well. You know, everybody's on their own path. You're not really out there to evolve other people. We're not interested in teaching people to meditate that aren't interested. If there's worthy inquiry and they're really interested in learning, that's when we would take on students. But if it's not there, let everybody go at the pace that they're going. But we want to create this awareness out there that there is a benefit to meditation, and you know.
So if you picked someone that's like the ultimate stress head, that would be unconvertible, that has a high profile that you can convert and use as your
Well, that's what she's just saying. She doesn't want to convert. Like, they've got to find her.
No, okay, not convert, but you know how there's this resistance.
You know what it is? It's like this. You know, 30, 40 years ago, not many people, even 50 years ago, nobody knew what yoga was.
Yeah.
Today it's mainstream. Same with meditation.
That's so true.
It's becoming mainstream. So the world's level of consciousness has risen. And so in time, as more people begin to do something, it does affect everyone else around you. So for that person who might not be ready for meditation, in 20 years' time, they will reach that place because everyone else is doing it. So
it's not too late for them.
Well, you scaremonger, you.
Me!
Very good.
Birthday to Bonnie. Happy birthday to you.
Jesus, Pete's only 87.
87.
So I only put one candle into it.
Hey, I got to ask Pete one question.
There's one rod.
Pete,
I shouldn't have any trouble blowing it out.
what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know. I'm not grown up yet. Oh, gee.
Hit it, bub.
Blow it out, Dad, before it sets fire to the place.
Okay, Maddie and Ivy are shuffling. That is gorgeous. How clever are you? How long have you learnt that for?
Maybe a week.
A week. You're very good. And Maddie is doing it in a dress. Look, she's in a school dress. Woo! Very cute. Bye.